course, if you're in consumer goods or if you're in any other hands-on products, the best way is normally to have a distribution. And the most clever thing to do is find someone who already has a distribution and to add the product to there, because they are already at the customer's place. So that was what we did in 80% of all the companies we were working with. We looked for distribution chains, like companies who were selling similar products to the same customer that I wanted, and then piggyback on that and sell it. So I tried different roads and looked a little bit like this is where I live in the summer. Nice, huh? But what I always came back to is to do things that I thought was fun and right, and to learn more within the areas that I liked to learn more. So when I was working as an export consultant, I got the opportunity to study a little bit more, and through that network I got recruited to a very huge company called Ericsson.
I wonder what that is.
Yeah, very Swedish company, and they said, well, we need someone who could be the marketing director for Middle East and Africa. Can you do that? I was like, ooh. And like, how difficult can that be? So I said, yes, of course I can. And so after 3 days, I was on my way to Lebanon, and I had no idea about Lebanon or Beirut or marketing in that type of end of the world, but just try to swim and relax and listen and learn and blend in a little bit. And that was, I think, where my passion for the Middle East started, and for Africa. And I worked, it was very, very hectic time of my life. I was traveling every week to a new country. Every Monday to the airport, to Cairo, to Cape Town, to Accra, to Morocco. So it was very, very busy. Very, very interesting, and really, I don't know, I think I was high on adrenaline 3 years in a row. And I had, in Sweden, it's okay to just live together, you don't have to get married. So I was living together with a guy since 5-6 years, and his job was like, I go from this house to my work, and back, and work, and this. And I was like, oh, I travel around the world, and this year, oh, you know, we had this event at the pyramids in Cairo, and I went to see the waterfalls in Africa, South Africa. And our lives were so different, and I was so occupied by living my life that I didn't notice. So for me it was very inspiring, for him it was the worst. And if there is something I regret in my life is not watching out for this, because in the end he said, I don't want to live with you anymore. You are not a nice person to have as a soundbook, we call it a living together person. So that was really, really hard for me. And during that time I had also established a network for women in Sweden with a friend of mine that was all about getting things to work out between your job and your private life. And I was like, maybe I'm not the role model for this network. So, and I understood that I have a lot to learn about how to make this whole work. And so we established this network, and it's called Göran. And Göran is a Swedish man's name. Yes, so we call it the network Göran. And the reason why it's called that is because, you know, on the stock exchange in Sweden, most of the CEOs were called Göran. There were more Göran than women CEOs at all. There were like 15 Göran and 4 women. And today, it's not better. Today it's like 10 years after. Now they are all called Anders. So it's the next generation, and all the Göran have moved on to the boards. So in Sweden, if you're married to an Anders, maybe, no? You're in good shape because he will become a CEO on the stock exchange very soon. Yes. So today it's 22 Anders and 5 women. Still very few women in the top. And so we founded this network. It was very interesting. We were 30 in the beginning, and then these women invited their friends, and we came to be 60, and we came to be 120, and suddenly now we're 800 women.
Oh, wow.
And it's very open, and we have a community on the internet where we can send emails to everybody. So we have like different categories. So if I'm interested in finding a new job, I click finding a new job, and everybody who subscribes to that get that email, and we support each other. So it's a place where you could ask any question. It's like, I need to learn how to implement this IT system at my job, or I'm going to Italy on vacation, do you know a nice hotel, or we need a gardener. You could ask anything to these women, because it's kind of a close and safe neighborhood on the internet. Yes.
And all Swedish?
All Swedish so far, but we are looking into maybe if we should expand it also to other areas. It's during this year we will look into that. Yeah. So what we I think it was in 2001, the Swedish government got very upset with the fact that there were still so few women in the management position. It's really strange in Sweden. It seems to be very equal, but it's not. Women still earn 90% of a man's salary for the same job. 90%, yeah. It's always a little bit less still. And in the very top, there are still very few women. It's a little bit strange. You could think that it should have changed by now. And the government wanted to make a law of quotation for the companies, which is very tricky because business is business and government is government. And at that time, we asked the members of our network, what do you think about quotation? And 18% of them said, well, I think quotation is good. And 18 said, I don't think it's good. And all the others said, I don't know. I don't think that's the problem. And then we asked, so what do you think is the problem? And almost everybody said, the problem is that there is this, you remember this road, how you expect people to do. Oh, by the way. This road. When you are a CEO, you're expected to do things. You're expected to be always available. You're expected to always put business before your private life. And a lot of different things, how much you are visible in media, and how much you are at the office. And it has become like a male norm to be the